Hello and welcome to Some Notes on Style. I'm your host Joseph. Welcome to part 2 of the Nautical Fashion Extravaganza. For those of you who are returning viewers, you may have noticed that my beard fell off. It's around here somewhere. Because this is part 2, I highly recommend that you start with part 1, which I will attempt to link up here somewhere. And in order to have continuity and understand what's happening, you have to have some sort of a starting point and foundation, and that is part 1. And this will be a little bit shorter. We're going to just kind of breeze through the remaining interpretation of nautical style and look at some inspiration and influences, details, little juicy details in nautical style. We've got resort nautical. Resort. This is kind of the European cousin to the New England prepster because of that warm Mediterranean kind of vibe, those kind of beach umbrellas, and it's a lot more leisurely. There's that warm breeze coming off the ocean. You got mountains in the background as opposed to the Atlantic Ocean. It's Mediterranean yacht life. Yachts. That's a whole different layer of nautical is yachts, because yachts, you're not out there pulling ropes and fighting sails, and you're not out there shoveling coal into a steamboat. You're on a yacht, and so you can just dress however you want to, because somebody else is taking care of all that crap. But the Mediterranean yacht kind of vibe, you're wealthy, and all you're doing is getting up in the morning and having a little juice and a croissant and reading the paper and putting your arms back because you're just chilling on your yacht. So the fashion is totally just, I have to put on clothes today. Okay, I guess I'll just put on this shirt and button it with 2 buttons, and I'll put on some sandals if I have to with my swim trunks. I guess. I guess I'll put on clothes if I have to. But this obviously lends itself to this clean linens, flowing linens in the breeze, and cleanliness, just sharp lines, just sharp minimal lines. The colors are a little more crisp because the sun is so bright that the colors are kind of stark, and tonal. And if you're from that part of the world and you've got that kind of olivey tan complexion, you can get away with wearing white on white or navy on navy or shades of beige and just like no colors at all, because you're just this Adonis, you're a beautiful person and you can just dress that way. Obviously, Europeans have this long tradition of resorts and summertime travel down to the coastline. And obviously, like I said, the warm climate and warm temperatures just lends itself to a sense of just summertime ease, and that's okay. Think of what you would wear. Locales here are things like Cannes, France, or Saint-Tropez, Monte Carlo, Sicily, Lake Como. It's just these beautiful locales that you just wear whatever the hell you want. You'll be okay. And like I said, because of the warmer climate, instead of layered colors, these keep a cleanliness in their palette. There's an undertone of French sailors or Greek fishermen, not these heavy lobstermen. It's it's in the Mediterranean. You just go on your boat and you catch some fish. It's it's a little easy. And a lot of times in this kind of vibe, there's this eclectic. I went down to the market and I picked up these espadrilles down by the sea, and I picked up this hat that just throw on with my bathing suit. It's a little more mix match, eclectic. I found these items and I'm wearing them with my bathing suit. So it's a little versatile in that regard. You can incorporate with that kind of cleanliness. Sometimes you can incorporate something that's a little more touristy or traveler specific that you might have picked up. Vibe here is white on white. Clean, sharp, crisp white on white, navy on white, navy on navy, black and white, Breton stripes, French workwear, linen, espadrilles from Spain, woven and macrame weaves, jute weaves, these kind of more beach bag. You also see things like draped pants, short shorts, you see tunic shirts, awning stripes, almost reminiscent of the beach umbrellas that they throw up out there, vacation prints, ticking stripes. Again, stripes, just any stripes, you'll be okay. And you imagine these kind of characters. Picasso on the Riviera, got his sandals and his little shorts. He just throws on this shirt. He's just kind of shuffling along, going and buying some fruits and vegetables down at the market. We've got this whole undertone of the 60s, the jet set, Brigitte Bardot and Ingrid Bergman and Sophia Loren, and they're just kind of like, they're just cool as a cat. They're cool characters. This kind of nautical, like I said, it's a European version of the American. Different cultures have different interpretations of their nautical style. So when you're kind of thinking of your own nautical interpretation, you can kind of pull from these different languages. You can pull from these different lifestyles. And depending on what part of the country you're at or what your personal vibe is, it can seem just totally natural to just kind of mix and match different pieces of these languages of nautical clothing together to form your own style. All right, now graphically, there is a whole language of nautical graphics, because you think of the language of poster art from the 1920s and 30s. You think of sailors' bags have lots of printed and stamped, almost like a Navy sailor going off to, it's kind of standard issue kind of graphics. You can also think of postcards, these kind of abstract, simple geometric shapes kind of represent a sailboat, a lady of the sea, or an umbrella, or a surfboard. There's this kind of very simplicity of color blocked graphics. You can also think of matchbooks and postcards. A lot of times these are destination resorts, and so the vocabulary behind that is oftentimes these kind of Art Deco or hand-drawn lettering, which has a kind of jauntiness, kind of lightness to them, and ultimately something that just kind of draws you into the ease and the simplicity, this evocative nature of laying out on the beach and hearing the waves crashing in the background can be very, very evocative of summer holiday. So it's nice graphically to kind of allude to that, so that way, obviously, in their origins or their heyday to pull travelers to these destinations, it didn't take much to kind of like, bring about that kind of vibe in someone's head with just a few simple images. And on top of that, then, I think when we look at the details of nautical clothing, a lot of times there is a lot of language even in the elements of what it takes to make nautical clothes. So we see things, we see materials and fabrics that have that kind of coarseness, that kind of roughness to them, that looks like it has been out in the sea. It looks like it has been washed. These pieces are patched and repaired and faded in the sun and got soaked and wrung out and hung up on a clothesline somewhere. So it's interesting. I mean, this probably is more pertinent to the fisherman nautical kind of vibe, because obviously, you know, with a preppy nautical vibe, maybe they pass these clothes down from generation to generation. There's some aging in there. With a European nautical vibe, you've got this crispness, this newness actually to everything. But with the fisherman nautical, I mean, you're talking about the ultimate in rugged, old, aged, beat up clothes. So when you want to try to do that in the details of the clothing, you know, an old rusty button, or a patched and repaired or a frayed hem, or things that just are just soaked in salt water that is just tearing the pigment out of these clothes. That is incredibly evocative of you know, that kind of salt life era. And then not to mention, you know, the equipment of sailing. Not a sailor myself, I cannot tell you, you know, verbatim which elements belong to what parts of a sailboat. It's a very complex sport. But when you look at the language of the sailboat, obviously seafaring ships, this is incredibly technical, functional components that must be engineered to allow you to sustain out on the open seas. And so you've got heavy sailcloth and really intense chains and anchors and pulleys and gears and straps and you know, all this kind of stuff, which obviously when you're putting together your outfit, I mean, you're not going to be walking around with an anchor on your back, but it's an incredible language to explore that really helps to kind of flesh out the language of nautical clothing and what that world kind of entails, especially, like I said, in the fisherman nautical style, which can be, you know, really heavy duty. Kind of covers today's ground of nautical inspiration imagery. We'll be back again next time, taking a look at some examples of clothing that is out there this season out in the market that you can pull together to try to achieve this nautical look. We'll put some looks together and it will feel pretty good. So let's end this episode for now, and hope to see you again next time. If you're enjoying the video, please do give me a thumbs up. If you're enjoying the channel, please do give the channel a follow. The channel is Some Notes on Style. I'm your host, Joseph. Thanks for watching, everybody, and see you again next time. Bye.